Day 10, morning. Now all of that stuff needs to be packed again. Because the Boxster went to the service, we had to drag all of our stuff. We didn't know how long it's gonna take. So the whole idea was to bring it to the room. For all of you boys out there complaining that you got too much stuff and your wife packs too much, you know what? You should have married the man. Let's start packing. We have a problem. We cannot leave until we get coffee, and another problem, which is actually a problem, we need to drain some oil. That the shop topped it off and they actually went above the maximum mark. Cup of coffee, back to the shop, and we'll be on the road again. Didn't put that correctly. I just cannot drive it with overfilled oil, so they're gonna fix it right now. Hopefully the oil will be settled and we'll be good to go. I think third time is the charm, because we've spent about 2-3 hours there. They had to drop all, so the first take was dropping about half of quart of oil, but it was still overfilled. So then we came back and they had to drop the entire oil, like drain completely and refill it. I talked to them and I said, hey, I know the car is gotta be 6 quarts of oil if you quickly draining and not letting sit, and if you are not removing the oil filter, and slowly refill 6, and then you can fix some level along the way. They took their time, but they get it done. So I'm back to almost full. You can see it on the screen right now, which is where I want to be. And we are going to the Tail of the Dragon. It's gonna be Smoky Mountains, it's gonna be Tail of the Dragon, it's gonna be a bunch of cool routes. We're just hoping there will be no like rains or any bad weather, because we got like 4 nights there, so we have time to explore, and I'm sure we're gonna enjoy it a lot, especially in the Boxster.
First of all, our windows are now closed, so it's pretty cool and pretty quiet. You know, we used to think it was noisy because it's convertible, but until we realized what actual noise meant. But yeah, right now we're pretty comfortable, and there is only 2 hours and 20 minutes to our next hotel, to our next destination near Tail of the Dragon and Great Smoky Mountains and Chattanooga and lots of other stuff. So, interesting thing, when you go and cross America, you do see clearly what coast and which side was developed first. It's obviously East Coast. And when you are driving from California, from San Francisco Bay towards East Coast, until you get to Atlanta, your stretches between places can be as long as 12-13 hours. And it's gonna be just pretty much nothing, only highways and gas stations. Once you get to the East Coast, your stretches become 4 hours maximum between interesting spots that you want to see. So it can be as short as 1 or 2 hours driving, and it can be as long as 4 hours driving. But it's all literally pretty close to each other.
We'll give you an example. We're staying at the hotel that is about 1 hour away from Tail of the Dragon, and it's also about hour and like 30 minutes away from Great Smoky Mountains Park. And like, you want to go Chattanooga, hour and something. So you can find places so close to each other to explore that you can literally, instead of going to 3 different places, you find one in the middle and stay there for 4 days, which makes it a lot easier. And you can explore the area. I think I assume, like everybody who we spoke to, everybody gets excited when they hear like driving through Dragon and the routes nearby. I think they should be special. We live in California. We are spoiled. Like, at least we have California one. So, let's see.
Heading towards Chattanooga. And you know what we just realized? The hotel that we picked pretty much randomly, because it was just the best spot right in the middle of everything, is located in the most historic part of Tennessee.
Welcome to Tennessee! Woo! We just crossed the border and we're only like 48 minutes away from our hotel. We will be there at 4:30, and for us it's like unusual, you know. Usually we drive for a long time, and after that we get tired and we sleep a lot. You know the story. But today is something different. It's like totally different. 2 hours, 30 minutes. Come on, that's nothing.
It's nothing, yeah.
And we've decided to unpack, spend some time in the hotel, find proper dinner place if it's possible, because we're not gonna be at the very fancy place, but hey, everything is possible if you want it badly, right? So right now I'll merge and we should be able to get to our hotel in no time. So welcome to Tennessee. Less than 2 hours later, here we are. And you got one TV, working desk, second TV, couch, AC, and the bed. And that was the most reasonably priced hotel in the area? I think we got lucky. Let's look at the view. We should see some trash cans or something, because it couldn't be that good for the price that I was looking. So, and boom, you have the 5th floor, the corner, the best one. Wow. I guess we just got lucky.
And what we also did, we asked for the quietest room, and we tend to ask about it at every single hotel where we are staying, and it actually tends to pay off, because the front desk is usually looking to help. Away from the elevator, kind of in the end of the hallway. So
if you missed the previous episode, you should watch it, because in the previous hotel in Atlanta, we had really nice room. Since it's a busy city, you get a lot of noises, but really nice room. The problem is it was right next to the elevator, and every single time somebody pressed that button for the elevator and it arrives, it was doing beep, beep, and you like
no beep, beep, beep.
And you know, like in the middle of the night when the elevator is just behind the door and you hear that loud and clear, you get frustrated. You got quiet room, but it's right next to the elevator. So here's the tip: ask them to be away from elevator and quiet at the same time. Maybe you get to the top floor away from elevator and you're gonna enjoy it. Maybe.
Yeah, and the thing is, what we also noticed is, because it's a smaller town, it's a really small town, everyone wants to talk. That's something that we know, because we've been to small towns before, and it's fine. It's something that you should expect, but it's just a stark contrast with Atlanta, where...
I'll tell you another contrast that we're about to find out. It's called food.
Yeah.
The closest Whole Foods, you know, the place where we usually get our food on this trip, feels like it, because it's been, yeah, it's an hour away. So It's time to get on diet.
But hey,
For 4 days.
hey people, Cracker Barrel is just 5-minute walk. I mean, people were leaving the 5-star reviews just because of it. That's not our restaurant. I'm sure it's fine, but we're not gonna go there. We'll see if we can find something else.
All right, let's unpack because we packed like 3 hours ago and probably find something to eat. That's gonna be a challenge. You know, tell me about your problems. Let's go. Just open my window and here you have it. Right straight to my face, a reminder how badly I'm gonna be bashing prices when I'm gonna be back to California. $3.29 for diesel, $2.69 for regular gas is not the best price we've seen yet. We've seen diesel like $2.99 and about $2.50 for regular gas, but come on, that's just a reminder straight from my window to remember that this is not the best, but that's good enough. I had to change our favorite store to
Ingles.
Safeway, Ingles, whatever you call it. It's the same store. So
Apparently,
Vera was fighting for $2 difference
I
on,
was not
on
fine.
Starbucks tea. She was not fighting. All right, let's make it clear, because they like picked whatever latte, tea, ice, mocha, whatever, and they're like $6. Well, all right, California people, you know, here's my $6, take it. And then she started looking around and I was like, Vera, relax. She got to the bottom of it. And now we got the tea for $4.50.
Right, because that's
Are
what
you
they were supposed
happy?
to charge.
So
That's
the
not
point
what they were
is we
supposed to
got
charge.
some groceries. We were just eating at the sushi place, the only sushi place here. We're gonna put the information down below about the city and you're gonna read about it. I highly encourage you to visit the Wikipedia page about the city, because
But we'll tell you more about it
right
later.
tomorrow on the way we'll definitely show you something. It's totally different, you know, like when you walk into
maybe
the
continue in our hotel room.
right. There was some sketch activity going on, so we jumped in the car, drove it straight to the hotel, and start planning and planning and planning and planning. Because we got a lot going on for the next 4 days. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, you'll see it first.
Round and round we go.